Hi guys, welcome to Gameology, and this is Game Attack, the show where we talk about some topics in the world of gaming news. With me today, actually, I should introduce myself first. I'm your host, Fish, and with me today I have three of the greatest minds in gaming. Them being
Ice Warrior.
Yep, and
It's me, Tom. How you doing?
so we've got Ice Warrior, Simon, and Tom. So before we start on with the two news subjects of today, what have we been playing any games? Any new games this week? Anyone playing
Not so
anything?
much new games. I've gone on to a couple of games I've had for a while which I haven't really played. So I did Assassin's Creed Origins because I've had it in its wrapper since December, and finally got around to taking it out, and it was well worth it. Do you know what it is? I'm so glad they left a 2-year gap because I was just like, this is brilliant. This is what Assassin's Creed is about.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
It was like it's open world. There's so much to do. You're not it's not linear. Like you've got to do this in this order. You can just crack on and do what you want.
Yeah,
Graphics
I've
are
heard
beautiful.
good things.
Gameplay is good. Gameplay is very easy. It's not complicated. I know some of the older Assassin's Creeds were a nightmare to play.
I thought they were alright, me.
I mean, I enjoyed Assassin's Creed 2. That was with the Ezio Auditore storyline. I thought he was a brilliant character.
Was he in the third one as well?
Yeah, I believe so.
He's up until Revelations, I believe.
Which is
when it went downhill.
Yeah. What I like about Origins is it's like they've sort of gone for all the good points of Creed and they've merged into one game. So it's like open world. There's no like direct storyline. You can like side quest it, and like the combat's fluent. It's easy to pick up on.
Pirate ships.
And there's no pirate ships.
So they've
There's
got
like
all
little
but one
mini
of the.
ships you can travel on.
Well, I really did enjoy Black Flag. I thought that was a good Assassin's Creed game because you were a pirate in a way, but you weren't.
You were a pirate.
A pirate.
Yeah,
But you weren't though. Like you were an assassin, like
No.
trying to discreet yourself as a pirate, like
Yeah,
undercover.
You were a pirate. That was the gist of the game. You were a pirate.
You're basically just like a mercenary, like a hired gun, like basically what Odyssey's based on, but it's like more future.
You were a pirate.
Yeah. To be fair,
Yeah.
the best Assassin's
Origins,
Creed
yeah.
so far have been Black Flag and Origins.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Tom,
The worst, I'd say the worst Assassin's Creed is probably Brotherhood.
Yeah,
No,
I think we've done on
Brotherhood
Assassin's
wasn't
Creed.
too bad.
Nah, I didn't like Brotherhood.
We'll not get wrapped up in
okay.
what's the best and worst Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
'cause
let's
just crack on.
move on
Yeah.
because otherwise we're going to be stuck
Yeah.
here like, oh, well, I like this one and I like that one. Tom, have you been playing anything or doing anything? this week?
I've been playing a couple of PC games recently. Been jumping on the Hearts of Iron 4 bandwagon because there's a big challenge at the moment where you have to use artillery only, which is
that World
quite
War II?
difficult.
Hearts of
Yeah,
Iron.
yeah. It's basically like a
Survive.
turn-based sort of
Does it-
strategy game where you play as all the factions in the world based on World War II,
Yeah.
and you have to like build your own armies, like do trade deals, basically just defend yourself from like
Sounds
the
very
Axis.
interesting.
It is.
Yes.
It's a pretty complex game, and there's a challenge where you have to like build artillery, and it's ridiculous. It's so mental.
I do like World War II game. It reminds me of a PC game long before all your times.
Conflict Zone, Desert Storm.
No, it was World War II, and I forgot what was the name of it. They did the D-Day landings. They did the Russian one, and
Was it
for the love
Medal of
of
Honor
money-
Front Line?
No, it was before. It was turn-based. So you were given a map, and you could position your troops, and then you'd move them, and the Germans would move, and you had mortars and tanks, and one was always defensive, and there was objectives to get, and you could get reinforcements. It was absolutely not Command and Conquer. I just can't think of the name of it, but it was really good. They did the D-Day one, which was brilliant, and they did a Russian one, which was basically just all tanks. It was fantastic.
Not saying
Yeah.
disclaimer that we're not saying that D-Day was brilliant.
It wasn't really. It was a bit of a shambles.
The
Simon,
game itself was brilliant.
Simon,
Well,
playing a 10 out of 10.
well, I've been playing the new. Well, I don't know if you know. Don't know if you know if it's new, but Jurassic World Evolution.
All right,
Yeah.
what's it like?
Funny. It's really good. It's sort of, if you've played Theme Park World, which some of the viewers might not have heard of it because it was
Theme Park
back in the
World.
90s.
Theme Tycoon.
Yes, I remember it. Yeah.
It's quite a big.
The original theme park before the Theme Park Tycoon and Roller Coaster Tycoon and all that
No, I remember
rubbish
it. Yeah.
games.
Have you played
But
them,
it's with like. I didn't want to because
Well,
the
there you go.
original Theme Park World
There you go.
was the
Might have been
best
good.
in my
Might have been good.
eyes.
Nobody knows.
But it's sort of
But you could.
like you just create dinosaurs, try and get your park like 5-star, 10-star, unlock other islands, unlock the first island from Jurassic Park 1 and Jurassic World. So
the
you
problem I've
get
got with the game is I think people just like using it for like it's like a dino fight club where like, they'll experiment on the dino, create their own weird type, and they'll just fight it and then record that
I
as
like-
a video.
I like
No,
that
it's,
you can.
it's not like the mobile game.
I like that you can.
Or is that the mobile version?
Yeah, you're thinking the mobile
You
game.
can drive the cars in that car. You
Yeah,
can drive the cars in the
I
game.
tell you
that's
what,
pretty
the Jeep is so much fun. Like
Can you drive
I've
helicopters?
driven it. Yeah, you can drive ride the helicopters.
Ah,
That's
yeah,
quite
I had
good.
a joke lined
you
up for if
can-
you said no. Damn it.
No, no, I haven't ridden the helicopters yet.
Oh. No, it's not. No, that wouldn't have worked as a joke, would it? If you. Yeah.
But
well-
anyway,
Anyway.
You can actually tranquilize the dinosaurs when they get out, or you can tranquilize them to make them better, which is quite good. And you can replenish the food and stuff. So you sort of
Look
looking
after them.
a zoo.
Like-
It's like a zoo
Yeah,
cross
you have
with.
to go like bushes
It's
and
like a zoo game
herbivores.
with dinosaurs.
Yeah, yeah,
Ta-da!
it's really good. I would definitely recommend Jurassic Park World.
So, like-
Jurassic World Evolution.
In like Zoo Tycoon, if a lion gets out, does it eat people like a T-Rex does? Comment below
Well-
because I want to know that. I want to know the answer to that
Guess-
question. Moving
Get Zoo
on,
Tycoon and find out.
move on up.
Oh, jumping back very quickly to Tom, it was Close Combat. That was the name of the World War II series on PC.
Close combat.
Close combat.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm hosting the show, not you.
uh, so I've been editing a new show coming to the channel very soon. Well, not very soon. Actually, it's going to be a long way out. I'm guessing like late, early next year, late this year. So obviously, it's taken me a lot
It's a
longer.
work in-
It's
it's a work in progress.
It's taken me a lot longer to do this one episode, and I've not even finished it. Like that clip that you guys, did anyone of you watch the clip I sent in the WhatsApp?
I watched the clip, yeah.
Yeah.
Simon?
Don't think so.
Obviously
Well,
not, because
yeah.
why would you? You know, feedback and
I've
that,
been busy.
part of the channel and that. You've been busy. I've been busy. My life
I've had
is
stuff and
busier
things.
than yours.
Let's not get into a rant about who's married, who isn't married on the team.
Right. Anyway, so that little clip there is basically just. I mean, I might put it over the top of this a little bit. I might probably not. But basically, that took ages just to find the boop.
Yeah. So
Well,
basically, what we're doing is we're doing like
build up.
a comedy version of Spider-Man.
Of the original Spider-Man PlayStation 1 game, yeah. We're doing a
Yeah.
comedy dubbed version of it, but obviously me thinking that'd be easy because like, oh, we're just over the voices.
Yeah.
But it's not that easy because we need to obviously like, you know,
Have
add
background
the
effects
background
and
and
noise,
special effects and
sound
everything.
effects.
It's like
Yeah.
it'll take a while, but we'll work on it to the point where
I'll
when
work
Visual's
on it.
ready, for you to watch.
I'll
we'll
work on
release
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll officially work on it because we
yeah.
don't know what the fuck we're doing. But yeah,
I watched. Well, me and Simon watched the KSI versus Logan Paul fight on
Which
Saturday
was
night.
incredible.
clickbait,
Let's
clickbait,
get ready to
clickbait.
rumble.
It's a
Which-
lot of shit, in my opinion.
Can you watch the language, please? This is
know
a
this.
PG rated show.
It's a fucking friendly show. This.
It's a lot of poo. Okay, it's a lot of poo. I don't believe in
A
it.
lot of people are like,
Garbage.
It's a draft. It's clearly fixed.
but if you saw the fight, they were proper going at it. Like,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
in your opinion, do you not think it is fixed for the fact that both of them made a lot of money off it? They were probably
Yeah.
both camps were probably talking beforehand, going,
no,
it would be good to get a rematch, and
No,
neither one of them
it-
will want to lose faith.
no,
It's
because
obvious it was fixed because, like,
well,
if you
I
think
don't
of
believe it was
Chase-
fixed.
No, look this way. Logan Paul's a massive YouTuber. He makes fucking loads of money.
It's a massive
Yes.
something else as well.
KSI is the same, but he's the opposite of Logan Paul in that, like, he hasn't done, like, really bad stuff that's, like, really offensive.
Really
and,
bad
like,
stuff.
Well, like,
Jesus.
Yeah,
stuff
really bad
that
stuff.
shouldn't even be on YouTube. I don't know why YouTube put it back on. But for YouTube
This
to, like,
is-
sort of look at it and go, if we drag this out, it's going to make
Yeah, but
loads of views. And
it's
loads
not
of profit.
YouTube themselves that do it. Like YouTube, what have made
It was on
Yeah,
YouTube
but-
pay-per-view
yeah, but
though, so YouTube made a lot of
They'll
money
still
off
get
it.
views and money off
It'll
it.
be-
won't they?
it-
They'll
Oh,
still
yeah,
get some
yeah,
revenue.
yeah.
revenue.
Yeah, because
The
Either way,
750
they're all profit.
the $750 that you pay for that, it's gonna most of it's gonna go to the YouTubers.
Yeah.
They've got that KSI versus Logan channel that they had made for it.
Yeah.
But like, I watched a video the other day, and someone said a better storyline, if it was fixed, would be for KSI or Logan to lose, and it could be like a revenge quest.
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
Like,
but
doesn't
then
make
they-
sense.
Then they'd look
One
at
of them
it
would
like
back
a
out.
wrestling sort of thing. And
yeah,
like people
And
just
I-
catch on to it so quickly, they just like lose interest.
and
Yeah,
I
but
think if
when
one
it-
of-
Look realistic. That way they can make more gains off it.
Yeah,
and I
but
think
when
if
the
one of them
match...
had lost, if one of them had lost, and they were doing a rematch, I think the one that had won would have eventually pulled out and gone, "Nah, I can't be bothered. I've got too much to crack on with now." I reckon
Yeah.
it is a bit of a. Let's make sure we get this as a draw, and we can. I reckon we'll hit mainline pay-per-view even for the next one, and we'll just rake
Yeah.
in so much money.
No, I don't think it'd get to that
here's a weird
stage.
scenario, right? Here's what I think. I think it's basically a Logan Paul recovery sort of thing, where it's like it's more of a boost for him
Oh
than,
no,
than just
he said it himself
I think
after
it's
he
more-
said it after the
more
fight.
thing.
He said after
Yeah, he
the
actually
fight.
said...
Oh, it's
Thanks
almost
for-
as if somebody
thanks.
else was talking there, like, you know what I mean? Exactly, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but like Logan Paul did an interview about all the stuff he did in Japan and that, about like the suicide forest thing.
Yeah, but
Like,
that...
No, but he did an interview, and like literally the whole interview was just him talking absolute utter garbage. Where like you could tell he was just like, he was just saying it because he had to say it, otherwise you wouldn't be allowed back on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. But
It was all
anyway,
lies.
as I was saying before, I got interrupted twice in a row.
Sorry.
It's like after the fight, he even said to True Geordie and KSI, like, "Oh, I have to thank." He thanked him because he's basically got his career back on track, like mentally, and like.
Yeah, but is he
actually-
though, or is it just lying, or is it just
Well,
for
no,
the
because
money?
you gotta be thankful
No,
because he's even if it isn't, even if it was fixed, he's just made him all this money. It's KSI's fault. It's KSI called him out. How come
Wait.
everyone wasn't saying the Joe Weller fight was fixed? Like,
Yeah,
why
but
is this one definitely fixed?
I generally think Logan Paul should have just been banned off YouTube altogether.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
he should
yeah.
have just been like,
Yeah, he should
Yeah, I
have
agree
been.
with that.
It should have been,
He-
but
because like
like when it
the
comes
fact
to
that the Japanese government got involved and said we want to speak to him, that
Like,
would
when
have
it
been
comes-
sort of, you
when
know,
I
it comes
reckon
to
they
fighting,
would
when it
ask-
comes to boxing, like big boxers in the like, why is no one going? Oh well, Anthony Joshua, not that guy. Why is he? Why is that?
Yeah.
That's not fixed. It's boxing. It's a big sporting event. It's got millions and millions of fans around the world. Each
Yeah.
boxer
Mhm.
has fans Just because these are on YouTube, it shouldn't be any different. Just because they're on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's
But
it's
I
like
still
saying
think like
it's like
they shouldn't
saying
give-
that the Sidemen versus YouTube football star charity match was fixed because it's from YouTube. It's
I'm not saying
Oh,
it's
no, I
fixed.
don't-
I just
I
think
don't
it's
think-
more like the
no, but everyone
don't
else is
think it
saying
was
it's
fixed.
fixed.
profit in
But I
it.
don't think it was fixed because it was on YouTube. I just think their camps, because obviously they've got management. It's
Yeah.
not just them. They have a whole
Boxers
team
in
who
real
help them.
life, managers talk to each other. Like,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
again,
yeah.
as I was saying, they're not fixed apparently.
No, but I think with this, it's a little bit different because boxers do it professionally. So whatever the result, they're going to get a rematch. It's in the contract. These guys are bloggers. Their main source of income is creating videos and getting
how
a lot
do
of
they-
interest.
Yeah, but the main source of is making videos, but those videos are to entertain. And what's more entertaining than
Yeah.
watching
And like
a good guy?
because
knock
Logan
the
Paul's
shit
such
out
a
of
massive
bad
subject
guy.
on YouTube as a whole, like a massive debate where it's like you've got loads of people saying he shouldn't be allowed on YouTube, and then like loads of people saying, oh, he should be allowed back because like he's being genuine. He wants to like say sorry and that. I think they can make a lot of money off it. So like the more
Oh,
they
yeah.
sort of produce videos about it,
Yeah, I think
the more it's going to be a
if
thing.
Logan Paul
It's
didn't
all,
do
it's
the
all just
Suicide
clickbait,
Forest,
really. It's all
if,
just like
if
a
Logan Paul
it's a
didn't do the
massive topic.
Suicide Forest video, I don't think KSI would have called him out.
Well, yeah. It's
I
all
mean,
just clickbait.
okay.
It's all just more sort
Yeah.
of profit. And the
It
fact that
doesn't ma-
KSI is actually maximised off it by calling him out and him accepting, it's just more of a boost for KSI, but it's
Yeah,
also a massive
It's also
boost
a,
for
a
Logan
moral
as well.
boost for him as well because he got to punch a massive dickhead in the face.
Well, yeah.
The thing
We'll
is,
have to move on.
because it was never sanctioned by any boxing association, so we'll never know really.
Because it's
like whether it was
it's not
fixed.
it's not a professional boxing match. That's why. They're not pros. They're wearing headgear.
But yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
moving
But,
on.
like,
Moving on.
If you watch this video,
Moving
let us know in
on.
the comments below what you think, and we'll reply.
Yeah,
Have a discussion in
will.
the comments.
because
So leave it in the comments
we'll
below.
rake through the hundreds of thousands of comments and get to yours.
Well,
so
I don't know about that, but we'll try.
so we've got
Yeah,
two
inputs always
two
necessary.
two topics today. PlayStation Plus has announced its new games for September. Headliners are Destiny 2 and
God of War 3.
God of War 3 Remastered, yeah. God of War 3 Remastered is a game I've not played. I played the first God of War. I played the new God of War. I've not played the second or third, so I'm probably going to pick that up
Third
and
one's supposed
try
to be
it.
very good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
that one.
And Destiny 2 is a game that annoyed me very much because I downloaded it, bought it from a PC. I was like, oh mate, get this, we'll get this. And I think Chris said he'll get it, and Jay said he'd get it, and they didn't. So I have, that on my PC. Looks beautiful. Ultra, by the way. Full HD, maxed out settings. Looks a great, nice lovely
It's
game.
one of those games where it's like it looks good and it feels good, but there's not the content there for the money
No,
you
the
paid.
first
because it's all
half
DLC.
an hour, the first half an hour of that game is amazing. Like it's such a good opening to a game, and it just goes Destiny after that, and you're like
The only
Destiny.
way I can sum it up is basically getting a LMG and getting a sponge and then just shooting the sponge. That's basically what the game is. It's just a massive sponge that you have to shoot.
I mean, I'm gonna
ridiculously
add
non-stop.
it to my library. I might not download it. Like if we might start playing like raids and stuff because raids are always good.
Yeah.
They're always
Yeah.
a good laugh, the raids. And the
I'm
PvP
gonna-
on it,
I'll
if there's
argue
enough of you,
just
it's
because it's
quite a good
free.
laugh as well.
Yeah, PvP is good on Destiny 2. Yeah.
Yeah, the PvP, when you've got a group of you, it is actually a good laugh.
Do you think the only problem I have is like with releasing Destiny as a free game is like it's a massive slap in the face towards people who went, oh yeah, I'll buy this game for like fucking
With all the
50 quid or
DLC.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And they'll pay 50 quid for the game and then like a couple of months down the line it's like, oh, it's free, and it's like, oh, so I paid 50 quid and all these people are like, oh, I get it for free now.
I mean, it's good on
It's a
Activision's
bit of a slap
part.
in
You
the
get loads of
face,
players
but,
buying all the
I mean,
content from in-game.
yeah.
content.
But let's be honest though, Tom. that's a slap in the face for anyone because like Mafia 3 was free last month. I bought that, and Dead by Daylight was free, and
Well,
we
it-
all
Most of
paid
us
for
bought
that.
Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, that's pretty much
Yeah.
what gaming's become now. It's basically like it's like playing a card game. Like you either pay loads of money to win, or you can wait down the line and get it cheaper. But if you buy it cheaper, it's irrelevant. Like
Yeah.
gaming now is officially just like it's like music in the 80s where it's just like it's like all washed out where it's like it's just overused and like they can just dish it out cheaper for like nothing. So
I think the
Yeah.
thing with games as well nowadays is generally people don't buy as many as they did 10 years ago.
No,
Because like,
no, it's like-
you know it's going to
they
be free
definitely do.
eventually.
It is
Um,
now one of the biggest entertainment sources of
No, I
entertainment
mean-
on the planet. It's bigger than
it is,
It's
yeah,
bigger
but
than
it's
TV.
mainly
I didn't
because like it's overhyped sort
I
of
didn't
thing.
mean
where
it that
it's
way.
like,
I
oh,
meant
yeah.
people don't buy as many. Like they won't go out and pay for COD World War II, and then if there's 3 other games out that month, they won't go out and pay for all 3.
See, I
A lot
think
of the
they
time
would.
they'll get one and they'll play it. They'll get the DLC and they'll play it till for a good few months, and then they might go back and get one of those
I-
games. Whereas like because games weren't released free 10 years ago, you'd literally go out if like there was 3 games out that month, you'd buy all 3 because you'd take turns playing them.
Yeah,
And a
weirdly,
lot of
I'm going to
people
agree
play
with
online.
Fish on this
But a lot of
topic
people
because,
play
like,
online with friends now, so a lot of people tend to buy games, or they'll buy a couple, and then they just stick to the one game because it's what all their friends are on, and they don't
Yeah.
really circulate the games.
it's kind of like false hope where they'll sort of like say like Battlefront 2 for example, where like they sort of like said, oh, Battlefield 1 was an absolute disaster, and it was, to be fair, it was an absolute
Yeah,
disaster.
it looked great, it played
Because
great, but
there
there was something missing.
There was like, don't get me wrong, it looks great, it sounds great, but the content just isn't there unless you pay for the DLC.
Yeah.
But even then, it's not there.
We have kind of veered
So-
off from the subject, though.
We have, but it loops back around. But I mean, like games now, it's like people sort of like release games. They'll say, "Oh yeah, it's like open world, it's all like multiplayer and that." But like people sort of hype on that, they'll pay for it, and then get massively like sort of lowered.
Like No
on
Man's Sky.
what they thought, because it's like you're sort of giving me false hope where you have to pay more to get what you wanted, and I think that's wrong. I think games should just release it at like 60 quid and then do DLCs like after a year, releasing more content to add the stuff rather than just like cut the game into so many small sections that people just feel like it's a waste of money. And I think people get overhyped on it, so they'll pay it, and then like the game company's like, yeah, we've made loads of money, and people are like, yeah, we're stupid, we'll buy it. It's just like a
Yeah.
massive system. Like
Right.
it's just how yeah, it's fucked up.
Moving on, because we did talk about PlayStation Plus games. I mean, I wanted to talk about what games come out and talk about if they're good games or not. But anyway, for Call of Duty World War II was just released its next DLC. I don't have the maps,
I don't either.
I don't.
Same.
but Jay does, Chris does. So I've not actually played them, but they have released a new class. What are they called? Classes? What are they
Class,
called?
yeah.
Divisions.
Division. New
Division.
Division.
Commando. It's really good. It's pretty OP actually. Because when you max it out, you can obviously put your parachute drop points down. You can you heal faster and it activates when you get a kill. So if you're killing a few people, it's gonna heal up. You're gonna heal up pretty quick in a multi-kill scenario. And what's the third one do? Oh, and you get 2 basic trainings. So like man, I use hustle and energize. So I'm like really quick and reload and stuff faster. So I'm just really quick essentially. What do you think to that?
I think it is OP, and I think it won't be long before they take something off it.
Yeah,
Mm.
they might nerf it eventually. I also think
Well,
I
I've
said
got a fun-
think
I said this to Jay. I also think that they've put the parachute thing in instead of just respawning in, just because it nerfs that a little bit. Like you're not just gonna appear you in a building.
Yeah,
But I also think they've done it so they can be like, look, this engine has got the draw distance that you need to be able to see the map and more. So when you come to play Blackout, you know you're going to be able to see more stuff.
Yeah.
I think they've done it intentionally, so you know that the game engine can handle that type of thing.
I
I'd
think
agree
they'll
with
end up taking one of the basic trainings off them.
Yeah,
Because
maybe.
two basic trainings,
Or they'll take off the faster healing and just leave it as activate when get a kill.
Yeah, but is it faster healing? That's the question. Or is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
just like
It heals. You heal. It says heal faster and activates, and healing activates when you get a kill.
Yeah, but like you look at on a percentage. Like,
yeah, so you imagine when you get your near-death kill, you're back
Yeah.
round the corner, it's going to heal you faster that you can jump back into the action and not worry about the next person taking a shot at you, killing you.
Or if there's 3 people, one of them turns at you. You shoot the 2 that aren't looking at you. Then you have enough time to shoot and kill the last.
Mm.
Right.
yeah,
Is you gonna say anything, Simon, about this Call of Duty class that is super good? And I'm assuming you put loads of hours into it already.
no, like you know, I've not played COD for a while. I'm still
Dedication.
updating it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I will be going on it sometime and
Yeah.
try and playing it. But I just think that it's pointless playing it again, because when the next COD comes out, the World War II's not going to be as popular. Like everyone's going to be on the new one, like obviously Black Ops 4,
Well,
not
yeah,
5.
I know.
But
But
it depends on how they actually make Black Ops 4, if it's all futuristic weapons or if you can, there's a mode where you can just go to normal like how it was in the first one.
it's not futuristic
But
weapons. They're all
Yeah, it's
ballistic
not
weapons.
futuristic weapons at all.
I think it depends. Like obviously, Battlefield and War 2.
Oh, that's a point. Battlefield
That's
5's been
by
delayed.
4 weeks.
They could,
Yeah, by
they
an
could
extra
cross
4
it over
weeks.
where it's like you've got the new Call of Duty and the new Battlefield at the same time.
Well, in the
That's it,
Blackout
right.
mode for Call of Duty 4, you have all different weapons from all the different Call of Duty Black Ops games. Going all the way back to Black Ops 1, which was set during the Cold War. So yeah. Anyway, that'll be that. See, that subject went like I was actually hosting that last subject, didn't it? You know what I mean? We're gonna love you and leave you now.
Because we're going to go on to COD and try out this new version.
Yeah, I'm gonna smash it some more. I mean, Simon's gonna, well, not.
wait for the download to
Mhm.
Listen
So
to
yeah,
what we said.
I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to smack that like button and subscribe. Our hearts and thoughts go out to all those at the NFL Madden tournament shooting.
Yeah,
If Trump just took your guns off you, then that would be sorted. But until next time, peace.
Yeah.
bye.
Stay safe.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye bye.